Hello everyone, and welcome to C-View Quantum Network. I'm your presenter Daniel, and I'm here with producer Claudia Pareco. Our opening song features Reach for the Stars, from Cyclone's new album, Showtime, available on all music stores and platforms. A moment of your time is one of the most extraordinary gifts we could ever be given. We are honored every time we've received a moment of your time. We are servants of the new age, the time of prophecy, the time of the ascending sixth sun. We are a platform for alchemists and multidimensional souls. We connect with many planes of reality and assist the awakening journey. We are pure light, transmitters of high vibrational light out into reality. Our shows are held on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. At any moment to participate on our shows, please call 805-830-8344 and press 1 to talk with the host. Call for free at 805-830-8344 and wait in line, or you can use Take My Call, and for $11 you can jump the long list of callers. Do so at www.paypal.me/PURECO/11, and then please PM or email Claudia Pareco at cview1111@gmail.com and include the phone number you'll be using to call the show. All of our podcasts are easily found in all social media and are available free, live, or on demand. To request a show, please write to Claudia Pareco at cview1111@gmail.com or visit our website, cview1111.net. Now, let's listen to our host and topic of the day.
Thank you, Danny, and welcome everybody to CView 2022. And today we present our new show, See Infinitely, with the empowering intuitive Nicole Myers Henderson. She's best recognized as the Tennessee Mountain Medicine Woman. Her unique sensory skill set of empathy and telepathy let her feel what you feel, see what you see, and experience your life as if she's living it with you. Her ability to walk in your shoes is uncanny. When you are not feeling well, who do you talk to? Where do you go for help? If you ever needed someone to understand you, your life, your choices, and those things that are eating at you, because of your illness and disease, you've come to the right place with Nicole Myers Henderson. To contact her directly, please visit her website at Nicole, Nicole, M as in Mary, Henderson.com. And now let's bring Nicole to the show. And remember, this is a high energy show. It is one of light transmission that is intended to hold humanity for everyone that is ready to see, is ready to listen, and is ready to follow your heart. Hey, Nicole, how are you?
I am excellent, Claudia. It is so good to be back.
Oh, I did miss you a lot. People know how much I enjoy the shows, and my hosts, they are really, really dear to my heart. So whenever I have someone that is with me and they want to come back, doors are always open. Because we understand, Nicole, sometimes life brings you here, takes you over there, but there's a door open for you and for everyone ready to listen to you.
Thank you. Absolutely. And I definitely had to go through a transformative period myself. I mean, I'm no different from anyone else. So honoring and trusting that trusting my intuition and knowing it was time to come back out of my cave. Thank you. I really enjoyed being here, so I look forward to this. Thank you.
So Nicole, just so people understand a little bit about who you are and what is it that you do, can you give us just a view of who Nicole Myers Henderson is?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I could tell you where we came from, our old show, One World Radio, that hasn't changed. The focus is humanity, and it's about teaching humanity how to master the mind to see the infinite possibilities. You know, often we get caught in dark places and imbalances, and we don't feel like we have a choice. And through the techniques that I use, I'm able to see all the choices that are available for people to make and be able to see what could potentially happen if they travel down those specific roads. So we can head off any negative experiences. So about me, I've been intuitive my whole life. I believe we all are. And through mastering my intuition, my senses, I'm able to tap into anything: wind, water, trees, places, people, animals, things. It doesn't matter what it is. And I love teaching people how to tap in. So the whales, bats, dolphins, everything uses their sensory abilities. Everything has a way of communicating, and that's what I do. I tap into anything and everything in order to stream information, receive information about the people that are in, and I use it myself every day. I can't imagine doing anything different.
Yeah, once you tap into the power within, it is so difficult not to continue doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. So the C platform is new. I went through my transformation, came out of my cocoon, knowing that I have another book that's ready, and I'm not sure that I'm going to publish it traditionally. I think that the C platform will be tutorials, storytelling, and allows people to tap in and master their own mind and sensory abilities as they see fit and take as much time as they need to do it. So I'm here to inspire people to develop and trust their intuition so that they can stimulate healing within themselves and others and change lives and ignite that oneness philosophy worldwide.
You know, I love that you said that on your own time. And one of the things that I have think about is how we are always in a rush to feel or to see or to have certain gifts become. And we never think, well, I never think before that if I would ask my soul, my higher self, hey, am I in any rush? They would laugh out. It's like, come on, you are timeless. So if you develop a gift or something in 2 years, in 20 years, in 1,000 lifetimes, it's the same for the soul. It's the same experience of joy. And that gave me a sense of, okay, so then I can just peacefully be who I am and allow it to be whenever it happens, because I don't have to finish with this deadline.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I had something happen this past December, and it has to do with trusting intuition. And most people get intuitive hits. And there are times when we choose to listen and times that we don't. I'm no different. I've been doing this professionally for 35 years. I've been intuitive my whole life. And it was I guess it was mid last year, I was working for a client who had a dog, a Belgian Malinois, that the dog was having some behavioral issues. And I had done a few remote viewing sessions on the dog, and everything that came up said, dog's unpredictable, dog can be dangerous, he needs to have a job, and you need to be careful. We went through a number of these sessions, and then finally the owner said, look, I've taken him to other trainers and had him assessed, and I'd really like to bring him to you. Would you see him? And something in me said, no. And I ignored it. I love dogs. I love working with them. And my husband and I had gone through canine handling training because we had a dog handed down to us from a police department years ago. So learning to work with them, I felt like, okay, whatever happens, I think I can handle this. And so right before I allowed this client to bring her dog, I said, okay, we have some stipulations here, and that is dog has to be muzzled, dog has to be on a leash, and you have to bring a kennel, you can come for a week. We don't touch the dog for 4 days. And I went through all these things. And when the dog got here, the car opened up, and here comes this dog, year-and-a-half pup, and he's bounding around like a playful little puppy. And my sensory alarms had gone off. Now, 2 days before, a friend of mine came in from North Carolina, and she said, we were taking a walk, and she said, you seem like you're a little off today. Is something wrong? And I said, I had a dream. I was asking about this dog that I have coming in, and I wanted to know if there was something I needed to know about this experience. And I said, in the dream, the dog bit me. And I said, it feels like it's pretty bad. And she said, well, what are you going to do? You could cancel. And I said, no, this one really needs some help with her dog, and I don't want her to give up hope, so I'll just go ahead and allow it. And she said, why would you do that? And I said, well, because I know what it feels like to feel hopeless. And when you love something that much, you want to help as much as you can. And she said, well, what if the dog bites you? And I said, well, what I'm going to do is just surround myself with white light, protect myself, and pray that it's not bad. Pray that it's not as bad as what happened in the dream. So as that dog leaps out of the vehicle and my alarms go off, I still felt like I was going to see this through. And within 20 minutes, that dog had a hold of me and was ripping my arms to shreds. And all I could say is I'm thankful that my husband was here, because had he not been, it could have been my neck or my face, my life. And we had both gone through training, so we kind of knew how to handle the situation. But anyway, that's an extreme situation that doesn't always happen. But when you get an intuitive hit, and that's why I like teaching this stuff, is so that people understand when you get an intuitive hit, you still have a choice. You can make your decisions and follow through, but you need to be mindful, heed those warnings, because there's a good chance, whether it's dream or just meditation, you can be receiving information that can save your life or change the experience for the better. So thanks for bringing that up.
Wow, thank you. So is there anything else that you want us to know before we take the callers? Is there any type of questions that you would rather have, or do we just see what happens?
No, we're going to see what questions come up, and then if for some reason the question isn't phrased in a way that's going to yield good results, then I'll offer some suggestions on how to modify the questions. Okay. This way we're not just answering the questions and doing the readings, we're also helping them get clearer on the questions that they're asking of the universe. Okay?
Well, that's great. So let's bring birthday girl Cherry Christine to the show.
Happy birthday, Christine.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, Claudia, and welcome back, Nicole, from your time being away, and we're grateful and honored to be here. So I have a question. I have positioned myself to be on a platform that's really, really large, and for like national exposure, and I am wanting to create more of my own. This was actually as a special guest versus having my own reality show. So I am positioning myself to be in that flow of energy, but I wanted to know what would I need to know in order for that to happen more smoothly, effervescently, and more quickly.
Okay. Well, that's great, and it fits. When I heard your voice when Claudia was saying hello to you and you chimed on, I went ahead and used a technique called remote viewing and just used your voice to tap in. And what I wrote down here is transformation unknown. I said why. It said self-reflection, self-realization. I said what's needed for this, and it said time. And it said mastery of self, and I said, what's the answer to this, what for mastering self, and it said plug and play. So it said the unknown is the how. How do I do it? And it showed up as it was important for you to know how, except that it feels like you already have what you need to step into it. So then it's just really learning to trust your intuition, trust that the information will stream through you. And when I say that, there's a book that I had written a while back in 2005, and it was on Sacred Time, Tapping the Power Within. There aren't many books left. I'm not sure that I'll put it back out again, but I'm happy to send you a free PDF of it. Teaches you how to hear and listen to the cellular genius inside of you. And it's, you imagine having a Merlin or a goddess inside of you that orchestrates the functioning of all the cells, and you never have to tell that genius, that Merlin or goddess, what to do. She knows how every organ or system has to function. The cells know exactly what they need to do. And we often stay in our conscious mind, busy, 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 thinking that we know what's right, while that inner genius works through everything and streams information to provide us with answers. So our intuition really resides within those trillions of cells inside of you. So if you want that book, I'm happy to send you it free. And anybody else who wants that free PDF, you can just tap into the website and send me your email and let me know that you want it, okay? So let's talk about the how, and I'll ask you a question. How would you like to step into that? Like when you envision yourself in your highest and greatest good, and you imagine that you're stepping out into that platform, what does it look like to you? What does it feel like? And what I want you to do is use your see, hear, smell, taste, feel, your senses, to describe what comes through to you now. So I'm holding the space for you to tap into it more deeply and receive clear feedback. Take a deep breath, please.
So it looks like that when I am on that type of platform, there's a combination. First, to show the world that there are alternative ways to heal from the subconscious, and to be a part of that. So almost like a trailblazer, I feel as if the receiving of being able to be heard allows me to be the light for others, such as yourself and Claudia, and holding this space, and other intuitives and energy-type people. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
It feels juicy and good.
Okay, good. So while you were talking, I felt a little bit of fear or anxiousness pop up, and around being heard or offering your gifts and abilities. And that anxiousness or fear, it offered up some information, and that is, and I know I've said this before, so it's just confirmation, and that is that there's no one else, Terry, like you, okay? Just like there's no one else created to be like me. Each one of us is born with a different fingerprint, a different energetic signature, and before we come into this life, we choose the path. We accept our gifts and abilities, and then we decide how and when we're going to use them. So the fear or concern that came up was around, well, what if? And sometimes it goes into lack mentality, like, well, what if I do this and then somebody else steamrolls me and takes over or does something? there's that feeling that all you have to do, the how will be taken care of, and that all you need to do is to be mindful that all those people that you are meant to touch will be there to receive your energy as they're supposed to. There's no need for fearing anything, being any different, trying to be something more. The people that will show up will meet you exactly where you are, where you're able to teach them, and they'll be ready to receive. So you're not getting too ahead of yourself. You're going to grow through the processes, and I think that self-mastery, that time is just as you go, you being mindful of how much you want to share, how much more you want to share, and for the length of time that you want to be involved in that work. So I think as you go, there'll be stepping stones along the way is what I feel. Could be 3, 6, 9 months for this first phase. Then it may go into another year or two that you'll choose to modify your plan and do something a little different or tweak it. But it feels really good, Terry. Feels like there should be no worry or concern. So that you felt that. Now, how did you see yourself in that vision? Are you dressed any different? Are you carrying yourself any differently?
No, I'm pretty bold as it is. I am very confident in my physical body and my knowledge and the end result. So, no, I'm very comfortable with where I am and who I am at this point. And so it would be the same amazing person that I am.
There you go. I love to hear that. Perfect. So, Terry, there's a technique that you can look into. Are you familiar with quantum jumping?
Yes.
Okay. So using quantum jumping, if we know, and for those who don't know what quantum jumping is, it was a technique created by Burt Goldman, ex-military, retired military, and what his philosophy or his take on it is that we live in a multi-dimensional universe or multiverse, and that there is an aspect of ourselves within every layer, within every dimension, that has accomplished something that we are inspired to do in this lifetime. So if you imagine that you're standing on top of a mountain and you want to meet an aspect of yourself that's already completed this, imagine that you are leaping, not physically, but spiritually, in your mind, visually, that you visualize that you're leaping off this mountain, and then when you land, again, you're not doing this physically, I don't want anybody jumping off any mountains. When you land, an aspect of yourself meets you that has already completed this task. And you say, okay, how did you get here? What did you do? What did you do differently? How did you can ask all the pertinent questions and then make notes and then watch and see what happens, because when we meet that aspect of ourselves that's already completed it, all the hard work's done. We don't have to fret about anything. Excuse me, you can even ask questions about timing. And time isn't as pertinent, so be mindful. Some questions you may not get answers to. You have to be clear on when you get an answer or if you don't. If you don't, rephrase the question or just don't worry about it. So is that helpful?
Yes, thank you, Nicole.
And you're welcome, Terry. It's great to have you. Pleasure meeting you.
Likewise, thank you.
Good luck. Enjoy.
Thank you, Terry Christine. So now we're going to go with Mary in North Carolina.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Nicole. It's so nice to be connected with you. Thank you. I'm very grateful. I have chronic health issues that have been going on for many, many years. Right now, I'm experiencing an acute health issue, and I do mostly alternative medicine because that's what actually saved my life many years ago, and so I see alternative MDs, homeopaths, and naturopaths, but this particular acute issue, I've had to I wasn't getting any results with going with alternatives, so I had to go on an antibiotic. And my body's very sensitive because of everything that my body's been through. So anyway, I was really showing it's a 10-day course of an antibiotic, and I started it last, I guess, Wednesday, or anyway, last week. I was showing improvement, much improvement, and feeling better. And yesterday was my 9th day on the antibiotic, and all of a sudden, everything came back. The acute infection that I have, it came back with just suddenly and yucky. And so today is my last day on the antibiotic. What do you see? This is a little bit scary for me. Anyway, I don't know what to do. I would like to see what your input is on this.
Okay. So number one, being fearful, it certainly isn't going to help. Number two, I'm glad that the antibiotics you're on the last day. The body knows, the power that makes the body, created the body, heals the body. Okay. So I'm glad that you're into the alternative health. And let me also say, there are times when we need allopathic practitioners. So I'm very much in balance with integrated medicine, using any and all, and putting, of course, intuition has to weigh, for me, has to be a part of it, knowing what the body is saying. So, Mary, as you were talking, I was kind of assessing your energy field, and the first thing I was pulled to was the upper neck cervical spine. And I drew this little picture. It's like this little stick figure, and your head doesn't feel like it's attached to your body. So when that typically happens, that tells me that there's a subluxation there in the cervical spine, where you imagine that, I don't know what we have to imagine it. We have the brain, we have the little stick of the neck, we have the part of the body from the shoulders down. Now, the brain and the neck, that's like the superhighway that innervates all those nerves down into all the other cells, organs, tissues, and everything. And when there's a subluxation above, like in that neck, especially around C1, C2, then the messages down to the rest of the body are askew, okay, or are skewed. So have you had, since you go to holistic or natural practitioners, have you seen a craniosacral therapist or directional non-force therapist?
Not in many years. I used to get craniosacral work many years ago, but not in the last few years. And I was seeing a chiropractor back in the spring, and it got insurance, ended up finished paying what they would, and it was a little bit more to get the treatments that he prescribed and suggested. It was going to be a little bit more expensive than I could afford at the time. So I can pay a little bit more now. So I don't know. Do you see if chiropractic would work, or do I do need to see a craniosacral?
Yeah, there's a reason why I said craniosacral or directional non-force.
Okay.
I've certainly, I've from childhood to now, I have gone to regular chiropractic practitioners and for lack of better words, and I'm sorry, some people may not like me saying this, but like ratchet and crack. However, there is a directional non-force therapist. You're in North Carolina. This guy, his name is Bob Lilly, and he is in Columbus, North Carolina at a facility called Adawehi, and it's Adawehi. And you can look him up online. You may be able to find him on Facebook. But one reason why I love him, I am a staunch animal advocate, and he has worked on Siberian tigers and saved their lives. And I have sent him clients over the years. I sent one client that came into my office, and her head was sideways, like literally down to one shoulder. And I looked at her and I said, first things first, we've got to get your brain and your body connected and communicating properly. And I sent her to him, and the next time she came back, she was walking straight upright, and absolutely changed her life. So when
familiar
okay, you know Bob Lilly?
I'm familiar with I've heard of him.
Directional Monsters. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So perhaps even just having a conversation to say, this is what I have going on. Do you feel like this would help? I always suggest an assessment or a phone conversation before you jump into anything. All right. So then the other, antibiotics, and there are ways to heal the body, and the antibiotics do work from time to time, but since your body by day 9 is already starting to rebel, then communicating with the body to say, all right, so if the antibiotics are not working, show me in my highest and greatest good healed, so that I can know what it is the body needs. So are you willing to do this work right now? Do you want to take a few minutes? Okay, good. How are you meditation?
I do meditate.
Okay, good. So this should be pretty easy. Take a deep breath. Fill your lungs as full as you can. Exhale out of your mouth until your lungs are totally empty. So it feels like you're not, because of the pain, because of what you're enduring, that you're not fully connected into the life experience. So when I'm assessing your energy, it doesn't feel like your feet are totally rooted into the earth experience, this living experience. And when I ask your body, how far back does this trigger go, I feel like I'm pulled back into your teens, maybe around the age of 13. My head feels really thick right now. So what was it you were just thinking? What just went through your mind?
Going back to a teenager, getting a few things, medical stuff, issues, but I feel what you're saying is true. I think I have a tendency to, maybe, for lack of a better term, leave my body. I don't, because it just feels too painful to be centered and grounded to dealing with everything in my life that I'm dealing with, many problems. So I agree with you that I'm not grounding. And,
Okay. So again, also I'll say, and I just said it to Terry Christine, if you like to read and you're interested in learning how to really hear your body, hear those cells, ask questions, and trust the information that's coming, I'm happy to send you the free PDF. Okay?
Thank you. That would be
you're
great.
welcome. So what I hear your body saying is that your body has been trying to help you all along, but you feel as if your body has failed you. And that's not necessarily true. It's that the cells do everything they can with what they're given, and you get more mileage out of the body when you give it what it's asking for. So right now it feels like you're going to be entering this stage of trust building, like learning to really ask the right questions of your body, use your meditation time to get in there, assess certain organs and systems, especially those areas where there's pain or disorder or dysfunction. And through this, all this cellular memory detoxification, and it's where the body gets clearer, really takes you into that space of, is this physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual? Does it need you to do anything in particular to help it heal? Like, does it say there are certain foods, there's a detox period you'll go through, maybe eating different foods, cleansing the lymphatic system and liver, or meeting with a dietitian and nutritionist. So I feel like we should talk a little bit about what you're taking in from outside. I mean, it feels like a lot of the stimulation is feeling is and not related to you, and that usually happens with people that are highly empathic. They're hit with a barrage of energetic signatures from all over the place, and the body has a difficult time dealing with all that external energy. Are you with me so far? Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of external stimulation irritating you, or you feel like you need to run from it, or that you don't know how to handle it, then it makes a lot of sense. But it's not just like, I feel like you've got a few things going on. And things first is to cut down on the amount of negative stimulation you're experiencing. Okay? And then the other is really working on that head-body connection, your spine and the nerves feed all your organs and systems. So let's take a deep breath again, and what I want you to do is choose one part of your body you feel like you're having most of your issues with at this moment. And tell me what part that is.
My intestines. That's where the infection is.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I want you to imagine or visualize that you're entering, like you're knocking on the door of your house, and it is your higher self that answers the door and lets you in. And I want you to tell me how she greets you, or if she opens the door.
Yes, she does open the door, and it seems like she's not really enthusiastic, but yeah, I'll come on in and let's see what we can do.
Okay, so we don't want to get angry at her or upset, because chances are she's just as frustrated as you are. Okay, so you can say, all right, so let's focus and say thank you for opening the door. You don't have to say it out loud. You're communicating with her. Your cells hear you, hear every thought you have. Okay, so now you just think to her, is this that's going on? We know that it's physical at this juncture, but we want to know the trigger. We want to know when it first started to manifest in the body. Was it physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual in nature? Was the imbalance that hit your body truly physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental? Was it there's something emotional going on? Tell me what she says. Don't get into thinking for her. Don't answer for her. Let her answer you.
Physical.
Okay. Well, I also picked up on emotional and out of control, something being out of control in your life at that time. So let's ask her, at what age did this manifest? Take a deep breath. Don't you get into your mind thinking that you know when it started. Usually something starts way before the body shows physical signs. At what age did this manifest? Tell me what she says. Yeah, you got that one again as confirmation. All right, so now let's ask her to show you the very first memory, that memory of that spark of the dysfunction, what was happening in my life at that time when it manifested. Take a deep breath. Now what's going to happen is she's going to show you this film strip of that part of your life, and I want you to describe what shows up in that film strip. Again, don't try to tell her what you think it is. Let her show you that film strip. And then describe it to me.
My family, there was a lot of chaos going on with my parents, a lot. And I was struggling with, just to maintain living, going to school and trying to help with my brothers and sisters and just, I don't know, it was just a real discombobulated time.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is ask her to move you to present day, to where you are right now in your life, and we're going to ask her to show you the most recent memory connected to that same kind of feeling out of control and that type of chaos. And I want you to describe what what's happening in this film strip or visualization as this memory pops in?
I'm being told that what's going on in my life right now, my husband has cancer and Alzheimer's, and it's to a place where he mentally, you can't, he's unreasonable, and it's getting a little bit like, what am I going to do? How do I get power of attorney? What am I going to do? Everything is like, I'm kind of helpless. I'm just spinning and swirling and just not knowing exactly what to do, just out of control with it.
Yeah, I feel it, and I felt it when I heard you speak and share your name with Claudia. I felt like I just wanted to cry and scream at the top of my lungs. So I definitely understand how you're feeling. God bless you both. I know that that is not easy to go through. And so now let's ask your higher self, what is needed in order to rebalance this issue with the stomach? Like, I can't stomach this any longer. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, higher self, what is it this body needs in order to balance itself? Take a deep breath. Tell me what she says to you or what she shows you. Use all of your senses.
She's saying surrender and trust more. Just try not to project and pay more attention to one day at a time.
Yeah, and it feels like getting out, taking a walk, being able to do something. So do you have a support system? Do you have any friends that you call to say, hey,
I have tons of friends, and I'm in spiritual groups, and I don't get out much because of COVID and with my health issues, but I do things on Zoom. You know, I belong to several groups that we do Zoom meetings on a spiritual nature. So,
okay,
yes.
So what I'm saying is, do you have someone that you could call to say, hey, would you mind coming to the house, sitting for 15, 30 minutes, read a book so I can get out and take a walk? What I hear your body saying is, it's out of balance with the rhythm of the earth. You need so it's not just that we need the earth and the trees and the fresh air and the sunshine. It's that all those things need us too. And you being in finding joy again in something, in a 15-minute walk, or so it feels like you're so strict in your regimen that I have to fix this, I have to be there, I have to do this, I have to do that, and I don't have any other choice, that you're not taking the time to surrender and rest and get back into a rhythm or connection with the planet. Are you willing to do that for yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. It feels like that's a really great place to start. That, and then getting someone to work on your neck. That C1, C2, really where like as soon as I tapped in, my eyes just went wonky like I couldn't see. And that told me that the messages coming from your brain to the rest of your body are not on, you know, they're not on full where they need to be. So I'd look there. Antibiotics, there are other natural antibiotics and things if your body can't tolerate the strength of synthetic medications. So I'm happy to work with you outside of this. I just want to be sure that I've helped you tap in. We can even ask your body before we release you from this, and you can use these techniques anytime, anywhere, for any reason, whether it's on pains or whether you're just wanting to tap in to see what the day is going to look like or what you can do to better help yourself. But let's ask the body, if you surrender and rest, think lighter, softer, kinder to self, you know, breathing, letting yourself sit outside. You can, like, even if you're going to be on a Zoom meeting, can you move your computer to outdoors so that you're getting that fresh air and sunshine, listening to the birds and watching the trees and the little earth critters? So if you say to the body, if I surrender and rest into this, show me what I look like 1 year from today.
Okay.
Show me what I look like, and then I want you to describe that to me. Take a deep breath, get back there and ask her, if I surrender, rest, lighter, softer, yet outdoors, show me what I look like 1 year from today. What I look, and we say feel like as well. What does this body feel 1 year from today?
She's showing me I have a peaceful look on my face, and my body feels lighter, not so burdened down, and the pain in my body is much lesser, and I have a sparkle in my eye and a smile on my face that everything's going to be all right.
Okay, so knowing that and being able to see ahead to the you that's already completed it, most of this work is already done. The hard work is already done because your body now understands that you're in alignment with that balance and that joy, and it wants to help you achieve that. Now all you have to do is take those steps to make that happen. So as long as you're knowing that you do have a choice, now you know you have a choice. And then listening to the body, and your body wants to be your best friend. I mean, think about it, trillions of cells that are working on your behalf. Like they don't want to see you fail. And to them, the body, like failure's not an option. I mean, when it does happen, it's time for us to go home, and there's nothing, you know, you just go back to source energy and move on into the next life or whatever it is you believe in. However, this is a really good way for you to develop a rapport with your higher self, your body, those trillions of cells. Know what the body needs, what you should be eating, drinking. If you're going to put something in your body that could potentially be toxic, your body, that higher self, will warn you. Even still, you have a choice. You can still eat those nice candies or whatever it is that you like, but know that how the body, you can ask the body, if I eat this, how will you handle it? Where can you use it? Your body may say, I can't use it. Are you kidding me? However, we'll let you do this for now and we'll adjust.
Okay.
I mean, the body, it's amazing what the body can actually do as long as you trust it. So just know your body hasn't failed you, honey. You got this.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to send me your email address. So that comes to the website, send me your email. I'll send you the free PDF.
Okay, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate all of this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to continue. So let's see if we can bring Nuri to the show, and then we have 845 caller. I will call you back. Nuri, are you there? Hello? Okay.
What's your name? What's her name?
It was Nuri, but she cannot answer for some reason. So let's go to caller 845. Can I have your first name and where are you calling us from? 845-920?
Yes. Hello?
What is your first name?
My name is Maria. I call from New York.
Oh, New York. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's very warm, very hot for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wish you were here in Mountain City, Tennessee. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful day. So I'll send you some of that. A nice, beautiful day.
I wanted to ask you, you can give me 2 questions or no?
Sure. What's your question, honey?
Thank you. I appreciate it. One of the questions, I'm going to go in Italy a month today, in other words. You think I'm going to buy a property over there near the water?
Okay, so you're going to Italy and you're interested in buying property.
Yes.
Okay. And you want to be on the water?
Yes, near the water,
Okay.
yes.
Well, it's interesting as you were saying it. Is it Maria or Amaria? How do you spell your name?
Yes, Maria.
Maria. Okay. As you were talking about it, it made my head hurt really bad. So it feels like restrictions, or you feel like there'd be some restrictions. When I say the word, what's the first thing that pops into your mind that feels like you're restricted in some way?
Money.
You're what? I'm sorry.
I wait a settlement from my husband from insurance to buy a property over there. I don't know if I'm going to get it soon.
Okay, I'm not sure I understood exactly what you were saying. So you feel restricted in what way?
No, I said to you, I wait a settlement to money for my insurance for my husband, and my husband passed away. And
She's waiting for a settlement of an insurance, and she's wondering if she's going to get that soon.
Okay.
Right.
So it felt like when you were talking about the property or buying property that there was a little bit of a wait and that it would require you being really clear on what it is you want. So what I'm hearing is as I stream energy in from the universe and project forward into the future for you, is to be really mindful that you trust whoever is in real estate that's going to be helping you handle things, especially from a distance, and that rushing into something is not in your best interest, okay? That also you want to make sure that home inspection, property inspection, that you have somebody be really thorough so that you don't end up having issues in the future. So, with any house, there's going to be some issues. However, it feels like if you try to rush or you're at a distance, you've got to make sure you trust those that are working on your behalf. And if you don't feel like you trust them, then you ask them, and you can ask them repeatedly, did you follow through? Did you get me what I need? There are different aspects of things that you have to look at when you're buying a piece of property. And because you're at a distance, you've got to have, really, it would feel better if you had somebody there that you could rely on that would oversee following through.
That's it, true.
Yeah, so do you have any family or anybody there that you would trust?
Yes.
Then, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so then it's just a matter of making sure that, home inspection's done, everything, the house is checked from top to bottom, and it makes sure that they look for any, I'm feeling plumbing issues, so make sure water.
I trust a little bit, and now I'm going to go with my daughter.
Okay. Okay, so I would not rush. I'd say the next 8 to 10 months, that it'll be, it feels like the energy will be a lot clearer. Right now there are a lot of what ifs or that waiting that you were talking about.
Yes.
So don't feel pressured to jump into it. Make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's when it comes to buying, okay? Because it feels like there may be a better option for you coming up. And even if it's just short term, that would be better than you rushing into something.
Yes.
And it also feels like, honey, that you don't want to be a burden to anyone. So there's that need to not, or that feeling of not wanting to rely upon other people. And it makes them feel good to help you. So, open your heart and let yourself share time with people. That's really valuable time. So if you're going to stay with your daughter or other relatives for a little while, it's always nice to be in community with people and be able to be useful, to feel like you have a purpose.
Yes.
Thank you,
And God bless
Maria.
you. That's wonderful. I'd love to come to Italy. I'll come look for you.
Yeah. Make it sure that you have 3 rooms so Nicole and I can come visit.
There you go.
Okay, so we have 5 more minutes. You want to get one more caller?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's see if now Nuri can come through. N-U-R-I. Can you hear us? Hello, Nuri?
Ask her if she can text you the question, because we can still address it and she can listen back later.
And Nuri, can you send us a text message? Okay, here. Which is the true origin of I need to heal so I can have clarity on the road to follow? I don't know if it's related with my father or because it's hard for me to feel right with me or that I am enough.
Yeah, I feel that, okay, so when she says whether I'm enough, with the father's energy, there's a feeling of I couldn't do enough to help, or I should have, there's a feeling of like I should have done something in a different way. However, you know, that brings me, when I think about being in a peaceful place, like her body needing peace in order to heal, coming to terms with the fact that there's only so much each one of us are capable of during a specific period of our lives. And there's a reason for everything. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, has a reason for everything, a reason and a purpose. And if you were unable to be, let's use your words, enough, you weren't supposed to be, honey. That, like, coming to terms with or grips in that fact that you're equipped with everything you need for just about everything, but that there are some people, some things that you just aren't supposed to fix or aren't supposed to do. So does that make sense, Claudia, even to you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is what I understand from that is if something in your life is not working, it's because it's not supposed to work, not because there's something wrong with you.
Right, exactly. So she's driven right now. It feels like, Nori, your energy feels like you're driven by feelings of inadequacy, like I have to do more, I have to be more, I have to change myself, I'm not enough. However, if you back off and imagine taking a deep breath and really inhaling the earth energy, the level of peace. You think about trees. They're rooted into they're from a seedling, they grow, and they live in one place most of their lives unless somebody transplants them. And you imagine the storms that those trees have to weather and the sun shining down on it, or fires in the forests, or bugs crawling all over it, or bugs eating at it, or whatever. It's like, if you imagine that tree can find peace in its beingness, then why can't we? And the tree doesn't try to be something else. So every gift, every ability, everything you've got within you, those are tools that you have in your toolbox to meander or to walk through life, to live this life and touch the lives that you're supposed to. And step away from that idea that you're like, now you're driving yourself, you're trying to heal, you're trying to do more because of these feelings of inadequacy. So take a moment to take a deep breath and imagine the trees. Imagine that you walk up to a tree and you just imagine that it opens itself up and you step inside of it. And you imagine that your feet grow roots into the earth. And you can feel the heartbeat of the tree. You can feel the flexibility in its trunk and in its limbs. You feel those limbs reaching out into the universe. And you let yourself connect from earth into the universe and take in that peace. And try not to be more than what you need to be in any given moment. So I think first, in balance, you know, when you say, what is the true origin? If I know what the true origin is, then I can heal. Well, the true origin is you trying to be more, you're trying to be something other than what you really are. So I think honoring and respecting the power that you were given for this life. And I was saying it to Terry Christine, I think, where each one of us is a being in and of ourselves where we have certain gifts and abilities that no one else has. Like the universe put us here to do something specific that no one else can do but us. It's not, we're each and every one of us special. And we don't have to be something other than that at any given time. So try to relax and consider that your road will unfold before you, but that you need to take time to reconnect with the earth and allow peace into your life, and not try to be something more for someone else. This dance that you're doing in life is between you and God or the universe. Those people's lives that you touch out here, you're given tools and abilities to be able to walk with them through this life, but you're not here specifically for them. You're here to be a light, and if you are a light that is supposed to shine for other people to follow, then you need to be at peace in order to be able to do it. When you're not at peace, you're playing bumper cars with energy out here in the world. Things go wrong. Your body doesn't feel well. You don't stay healthy. Make sense? So, Claudia, I think we've hit our 1 o'clock mark. I want to be sure. Nori, thank you for being here. Thank you, Maria, and everyone else. Go ahead, Claudia. We can wrap up.
Yeah. So I'll need to mention that Nicole Myers Henderson can be contacted at www.nicolemhenderson.com. Also on Facebook, Nicole Myers Henderson. You can follow her. You can send them a message and go to her website. Ask her for a PDF of her book, published book. It's on Sacred Time. And she will gladly do so and continue listening to us, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, all social media for her next show. And thank you, Nicole, for being here with us. I really, really, really enjoyed your show. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.